So good afternoon and welcome to Calabash TV. It is an awesome privilege to have you here with us. You are all about empowerment, and I dare say we are all about empowerment. And this afternoon we have the pleasure of speaking about a major activity that's coming up for women. Women play such an important role in St. Lucia, in communities. I mean, everywhere you go, a woman's role has to be highlighted. Not that we're saying that men are not important. And so you've decided to put on an empowerment conference, and it's entitled Leveraging Me Now on Purpose. And so give us some background. How did we get here? I know, Celia, this is being organized by the Mitchell Success Academy, and Miss Mitchell Success Academy has roots. So give us some of that background before we get to the Empowerment Conference.
Okay, thank you so much, Sarai, for having us here. Cassandra, thank you for being here with us as well. Well, Mitchell Success Academy started off as an after-school class program, what we would normally call lessons, because I am a mathematics teacher, and I say am because I think I will always be a teacher. And so parents would come to me and to ask for assistance for their children. So it started off empowering the students with the knowledge and the skills to be able to handle their mathematics up until the CXC, now CSEC level. So the shift happened when I started focusing a little more on the mindsets of the students. And it gave me so much pleasure to see them move from a mindset of hating mathematics, of being afraid of the subject, to actually seeing the value in the subject and loving it. And it gave me more pleasure doing that with them as well. Sometime in 2020, the shift happened for me when I recognized, through going through my own coaching program with Dr. Nadine Collins, I wanted to find out what my own purpose was. And it's sort of like a long story, really, which is why I think I recorded it in my book. So I found myself now in a place where I was not really satisfied with what I was doing. I had been a teacher for about 14 years, and I got to that place where I sort of plateaued. And I think a lot of women, professional women, experience that in their lifetime as an employee. You get to the point where you wonder, okay, so I'm here, what's next? And especially if you are a driven woman, if you are a woman who, knows that you have a lot of potential, hidden potential, and that you just want to be able to experience the fullness of what life has to offer and everything that you were created for. So I got to that point, and I was still doing the after school classes and focusing more on mindset, even while I was a teacher at school, focusing a lot on the mindsets of the students and getting them to recognize that they are able to accomplish so much more if they just have a goal-oriented mindset, a growth-oriented mindset, and so forth. And being at that point where, okay, so what's next? And I decided to go on a journey of self-discovery. And with the help of Dr. Nadine Collins, who was a purpose coach, I found out that goal coaching was what I was called to do. And through the process of reflection and going through the program with her, cathartic moments indeed, I recognized that, okay, so this is the journey that I've been on all my life, and this is what I'm meant to do. And so the shift happened when I recognized that the impact would be greater for if women recognized their full potential. Because I recognized that once I was awakened to my own purpose and what it is that I wanted to do, my family became happier. And I was able to go to work and be a lot happier at work. And so even though I had instances where I felt, okay, there should be more. I should be doing more. But still, I understood that this was a journey that I was on, and even in the moment where I wasn't where I wanted to be, I could still make an impact. And so when I recognized that that was happening to me as a woman, and going through the program and understanding that women had a place in my heart, a special place in my heart because of my upbringing. My mom was a single mom, and because of her the work that she had done with us even as a single mom, and just, you know, understanding my story, where I came from, women have a very special place in my heart. And so the shift happened where now I was empowering the women to be able to empower their children. And so and we know that once a woman awakens to her potential and awakens, she begins to really thrive and not just survive. She impacts everything around her. It's as if she flourishes, and she
blossoms.
Yeah, and she allows everything around her to blossom as well. She's happier at home, she's happier at work, she's happier with herself, and she can be very impactful.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
I mean, you've touched on so many different threads there. We can pull on. You've touched purpose. You've touched the kids. You showed us how, you know, when you work with kids, what can happen. Just a simple shift in their thinking.
Yes.
How it can transform how they approach a particular subject, a particular situation, a life challenge. You spoke about your life challenges. So this is, all of these experiences I'm gathering brought you to, okay, there's need for a conference, because you went through your life coaching and you saw, you know, how that shifted you. You rose, a rising tide lifts all boats. You lifted everything with you, and you saw how that could make a difference for women as well. So we're now getting ready for the Women's Empowerment Brunch, and it's happening on the 16th of February. So you have 3 big areas that you're going to be touching.
Right.
Health,
Mindset,
preventative lifestyle education. Miss Fabian was going to touch on that for us, Cassandra. We're talking goals, you know, the importance of having goals and not just resolutions, because we know what happens at the start of the year. We have resolutions, and by the end of the year, we can't even remember what we decided to do. And we're also talking about the mindset. So we'll hit it off first with Cassandra. Tell us about your component of this big event that's going to be happening.
First of all, I'd like to start by saying that we often hear the saying that health is wealth. And yes, it is a common saying, and I'm sure that we've heard it for many years. And I believe it's a generation. It's been said for generations now, but it is not until you find yourself in a position where you cannot do what you want, you cannot help yourself, you cannot help your family, you cannot help others, and you're absolutely dependent on others to assist you physically, that you actually begin to understand, the value and importance of health. If we look at the modern day woman, Celia, it is, I mean, for example, Celia, she has to work, she has to take care of her family, she has also her business, her online business, and of course she has other engagements as well. And the modern woman is expected to do all of that, as well as take care of the household, you know, whether it's cooking and cleaning. And oftentimes, as women, we neglect our health because we want to serve everybody else and ensure that everybody else is happy and satisfied. And so what happens is that our health often takes a back seat. And we become a bit negligent, and it's not until our body actually breaks down that we decide, okay, we need to pause and reassess and do something, because if not, we cannot move on, we cannot achieve our goals. And in terms of this program, you cannot essentially achieve and accomplish anything if you don't have the vitality and the energy and the physical ability to do so. So in order to achieve your goals and in order to even achieve a different mindset altogether and a growth mindset, there must be some form of vitality, energy, and physical ability to do so. This is where I believe I come in.
Most
So
definitely.
what are some of the nuggets, not to give anything away, you know, we don't want to give it all away because we want them to come, but what are some of the general areas that you would be touching as part of your presentation?
Well, since I am a nutrition consultant, this is obviously one of my focus areas. And one of the things that I really want people to come out of this workshop with is that food is meant to nourish and serve us, not deplete us. I want people to change their perspective of food and how they view food and what food can do for us in terms of not just sustaining our lives, but even reversing conditions.
Reversing aging? I'm getting excited.
That's interesting.
Yes.
And in terms of, also I'm a strong advocate of preventative lifestyle. I believe that even in the country, we could benefit more from preventative care, a lot more than we think. So that is one of my areas of focus as well. And healthcare is expensive. Sometimes we think, oh, but this particular food is costly. You know what, I am not getting this, but at the cost of what? Is it more costly to eat healthy or more costly to have the hospital bills and to do the surgery and to have persons take care of you when you can't take care of yourself? So I believe in preventative lifestyle measures, like I said, but simple yet practical measures that can be taken that really don't cost anything much. So this is what I hope to bring out as well.
Yes, simple yet practical.
Yes.
And
Simple,
cost effective.
Yes.
Practical, cost effective, we even reversing aging possibly. So you have to come to the conference.
Yes, definitely.
So Celia, as the organizer, I guess there's a lot that's happening. You're putting
lot.
it all together and you are also presenting, yes?
Right, yes.
And you are presenting a goals program that you have developed, that you have tested and you have monitored and you have evaluated and worked with women in canneries. So tell us about that experience and what will happen on February 16th.
Awesome. So the goal framework that I've been working on, it follows what we call a 5 Ps framework. And it invites women to pause, to pray, to plan, to pursue, and then to praise, you know. And when the ladies come to the conference, they will understand what these P's mean in each case, and how they can actually leverage who they were created to be within the framework of those 5 P's to be able to achieve those goals that have been placed on their hearts. We have so many high potential women, especially from my village in canneries. I know for sure that we have persons who are able to do a lot more than they're doing right now. But there is something that's holding them back. It may be their mindset, which is where you come in, Saraya, and you would work with them on looking at, I guess you will talk about that in a little while. But right, so a lot of it has to do with mindset and not having structure and not probably dreaming and having just a thought about what they would want to do without creating those action plans and those steps that would actually take them towards their goals. So what we find is that a lot of women, a lot of us as human beings, we have desires. There are things that we want to do. But when we look at the actions, when we look at the habits, like James Clear would say, we find that they're working contrary to the goal that is desired. And so on February 16th, we're going to look at the 5 P's framework. We're going to also create actionable strategies that the ladies can take once they've outlined their goals. actionable strategies that they can take that will lead them towards those goals that they have set, whether it be for their family, goals that they have set for their family, personal goals, professional goals, goals for their community. Because once they understand how to leverage who they were created to be, they'll be unstoppable.
You are creating a vibe. You're creating an atmosphere on that Sunday.
Yes.
It's not just a seminar or conference where you come and you just listen to information being imparted. What can we expect? Give us a little sense of the vibe.
All right. So it's going to be a vibe of community. We are expecting around 200 women who are going to be sharing their hopes, their dreams for themselves and their families, what they would like to achieve professionally and so forth. It is going to be a brunch, so it is going to be good food, good music, good photography. So we expect that the ladies will come out dressed let's say semi-professionally with a touch of red that signifies the empowerment that they will receive on that day, that they will experience on that day. And so it's going to be a fun atmosphere. It's going to be a fun environment, and still they will not leave just with having come to the conference and having fun. They will leave with a plan for how they will be working on themselves, their families, their communities for the rest of 2025.
I like the idea that you have infused the whole concept of a growth mindset within this activity, because what I find as I've started to train and coach and mentor, I find you have to go there first. Because many a time, we think of our skills, our talents, our abilities as fixed, as if they're carved. Where we start is where we end. After secondary school, or possibly we've gotten our university degree, and there's, that's it. But that mindset puts us, it affects us. It affects us in how we interface with others, because when we think of our mindsets and our abilities as fixed, there's so much, like you called it, hidden potential that's waiting to be unlocked, unleashed. There's so much within us that is yet to come, and we do not even realize it. And because we see our abilities and our talents as carved in stone, as opposed to seeing it as something that can be cultivated, and understanding that challenges should not be avoided but should be embraced. Now, those self-limiting beliefs come from a certain place. Is it, we're afraid of making mistakes? Is it possibly a perfectionism something? Is it something in our childhood that is creating that? So when you expose people to the work of Carol Dweck, who coined this whole growth and fixed mindset, and you explain to them, you start seeing the aha moments, you start seeing the shifts. And then it's not just about thinking of a growth mindset and that's it. You have to take action. So it's about a way of thinking, but it's also about a way of being. So I like to think of us as human becomings.
Definitely. It's
human becomings.
It's definitely.
So that is what I will be trying to give the ladies a taste of in a very real way, through presentations, through actual breakouts, and to share and engage. What I find, Celia, and I know that both of you were teachers and also trainers, what I find works well is when you put people in breakout groups, they're more inclined to speak.
They speak.
The fixed mindset is not at work at that point.
Indeed.
Because there's nothing to prove. When they're in a big group, it becomes very difficult. So there's what is called fixed mindset triggers. And the fixed mindset triggers, I want the ladies to come out and hear about it and hear how we overcome it. We can't give everything away, right?
Definitely.
So, Celia, it's $200. it's brunch,
Right.
it's lunch,
It's lunch.
it's
breakfast,
lots
it's
of
lunch.
good information about
Yes.
health, well-being,
Mm-hmm.
prizes,
Mhm.
giveaways.
Mhm.
What have we forgotten to mention?
What I think is most valuable is the investment that they would have made in their future. That is definitely something that they would leave with.
Indeed.
And those seeds that would be planted on that day, they will see, they will reap
The fruit.
lots and lots of fruits,
Yes.
lots and lots of rewards
Yeah.
in their family life. Well, personally, they will leave feeling more confident, more courageous. They will understand that, you know, it's all about the journey and not necessarily the destination. But still, as we have goals and we look forward to becoming and growing and developing, we can be happy along the way.
Yes.
And that happiness, because we as women, we are socialization agents. We can agents of socialization. That's what that's what we are. And so, you know, if mama ain't happy, nobody is happy, right? But if mama feels happy and peaceful and she knows who she is, she's grounded, she has taken the time to find out. She didn't let it just happen. She made it happen. She was deliberate and intentional about finding her purpose, about knowing what it is that she is meant to do, what she has to do. Then she will find that her family will be a lot more happy and peaceful. Her workplace is going to benefit from
From
it.
her.
Definitely.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you
Definitely.
touched on this because I mean I can even speak to my own experience
Right.
about, you know, about how your workplace can actually benefit when you decide to make that kind of shift and
Yes, so
invest
true.
in yourself. Your workplace actually will get the harvest
Yes.
of that investment.
Yes.
But you, more importantly, will see the fruit of that labor. I really believe that. And so we really want to encourage as many young women who are just entering the workforce or those who are already in management, because we want to create a nice network where there are opportunities for mentors and mentees to get together. So that's all part of the vibe.
Right.
One of the things, Celia, when I asked you what else that just occurred to me was that we want people to come digitally ready.
Right.
Yes?
Right.
So
yes.
come with your cell phones because we will be utilizing, you know, the platforms to be able to interact and so on. We are all about the environment, trying to minimize paper. We will have some papers and pens, but as much as possible, you know, bring your cell phones and even some of the prizes, you know, you'd need to have your cell phone. So we want to
And more
encourage.
importantly, come with an open mind.
Come with an open mind. Tell us
definitely.
more about that open mind, Cassie. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Well, it's actually something that I struggled with for a long time. I listened to you speak about growth mindset. And I remember, I don't know if Celia remembers, because we taught at the same school. I remember someone in particular told us that you guys are not going anywhere. You'll be there for the rest of your life.
Right. Right.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
You know, and it's interesting that we both left during the same year, and we're both doing different things. And I never saw myself doing anything else but teaching in that sense. I knew that I had other passions. I knew that for sure.
Yeah.
But I guess I had this fixed mindset. So what I want women, or what we would want the women to understand is that no, where you are right now, and especially if you're not satisfied, it doesn't mean that you will be there for the rest of your life.
Definitely.
We can make changes, but we need to have a different mindset.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Thank you for
It's
sharing
very
that, Cassie.
conceptual.
That is
Yes,
so
the
true.
thinking. So,
That is
so ladies,
true.
I think we've shared a lot.
Yes.
So thank you for this opportunity right here to discuss. We really hope that, you know, those who are thinking about it are now sold on the idea.
Right.
It starts at 10, ends at 4. It's going to be a packed day, a wonderful day, a day of connecting, a day of learning, a day of growing.
Unlearning.
Transforming.
And
Unlearning.
to some
There you
extent,
go. Yes.
unlearning. But come with your goals, come with all of those things that you've been thinking about, you know, and let's see what happens. It's going
Definitely.
to be a fun Sunday.
It
It
is.
is.
It is. It is. And so the ladies can actually get their tickets at Crazy Candy Kiosk at Blue Coral Mall, or they can call Keisha on the flyer at 7284120. So we can get her on there, and then she will guide us. We also have tickets online at michellesuccessacademy.com/landing, and so that
Another space.
that's another
that they
space
can
that ladies
purchase.
can get their tickets and get ready for the brunch. It's going to be fabulous.